What was that?
I think those sleigh bells.
It's not Christmas.
It's not, but
Probably
maybe
means something else.
a free gift.
Perhaps.
Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody. Grappling with debt can be overwhelming, and sometimes for many people, there just doesn't seem like there's an easy way out.
You know, there are options available that can help get those finances under control and keep essential assets like a home and vehicle safe and sound. And here to tell us what it takes to make a financial clean start is Andrew Grossman with Clean Start Law Firm. Welcome, sir. Welcome back.
Thanks. Great to be
see
here.
you, Andrew.
So how does someone know when they need to consider filing for bankruptcy?
Well, it's a
That's a
tough
big
decision.
step.
It's a tough decision for most people, and I think the real key is looking at your debt load and figuring out what your plan is to get out of debt. If you can get yourself out of debt in the next 3 or 5 years by doing something short of bankruptcy, negotiating with your creditors, then maybe that's the best thing. But if you're making minimum payments and if your debt load is half of your income, you know you need to do something. So that's when I would suggest that people sit down with a professional and look at their options, figure out a strategy.
And that's something that you've shared in the past, Andrew. The other options, what are they in terms of bankruptcy, and what else is out there?
Well, bankruptcy is just one tool. So for some people, debt negotiation is the solution. This is a way to lessen the impact on your credit, but also deal with the debt. And it really is something you have to look at case by case. It depends on what resources you have, how big your debt is, how many people you owe money to. So for some folks, bankruptcy is the best answer, but there are alternatives out there. And I've got to tell you, fewer than half the people I talk to end up filing a bankruptcy. Sometimes we're able to find other ways they can get out of debt. And it really is just something case by case. You need to look at each person's situation. So I wish I could tell you, if you fit in this box, you do this. If you fit in this box, you do this. But there are really no boxes. Every person's situation is different, and that's the way I treat people when I meet with them for the first time.
Now, we mentioned it briefly when we were introducing you about keeping your possessions if you file for bankruptcy. Right. I think that there's this feeling that you lose all of your car, your boat, your house, all of your possessions.
That's
Is that
very
true?
unusual, actually. I'd say a good 90% of all people don't lose anything in a bankruptcy. We live in California, and we get some very generous exemptions. So most people can protect up to $25,000 or $30,000 of money in the bank. So it's not as dire as people think it is in terms of their assets. You don't lose your home most of the time. You don't lose your cars. And one of the reasons you sit down with a professional in advance is so that you know what you stand to lose and you can weigh out your options.
And plan.
Exactly.
And have an idea of how long it takes as well. How short or how long is the whole bankruptcy process?
It can be as short as 3 or 4 months, and for most people it is. There are some folks with very complex finances, and for them it can take years, but for most people, if they decide today that they're going to clear out their debt, they can be debt-free by Christmas. It's not a very lengthy process. What I've experienced is the hardest thing for people is making that first step and deciding this is really an option I need to look at. I'm going to sit down with somebody. I'm going to consider it. Once you make the decision to file, it's going to be over in just a few months. It's definitely not as painful as people think it is.
Now, how does bankruptcy help you achieve your financial goals, whether it's to get out of debt or to, find another way?
Well, it's a means. It's not an end. It's one tool that you use in a larger financial strategy. So what I sit down with people and do is we look at their budget today. Where are they at today? How much money is coming in versus how much is going out? And then we also look at what would it be like without the debt? If you're not making those minimum payments anymore, can you be putting money aside and building up a little bit of a retirement nest egg or college savings? So it is really one step. It's not an ends of itself. It's just a way to get to where you need to be. So it definitely is a piece of the puzzle, but it's not the entire package. You need to be going about it in a smart way and really planning for it.
And Andrew, you mentioned one of the hardest steps for people is to make that first step to decide, I need to do something. What kind of relief do you see when people finally come to your office and you're able to lay out, hey, there is help and we can customize an option for you?
That's one of the best parts of what I do is once we've had that first meeting, people come in and they're so nervous and they walk out and they really have a sense of what their options are and that there are people who are worse off. And no matter how bad you think things are, there are people who are worse off, and there are always ways for you to get out of debt.
Now, what about your retirement? If you haven't already spent it trying to get out of debt before they come and see you, do you get to keep your retirement
You
fund?
do. Most retirement funds are completely exempt from bankruptcy. The government wants to protect those and wants people to have retirement. One big mistake people make are they draw on their IRAs, they draw on their 401ks, they try to stay above water, and they end up spending this money that's going to be protected. And it's just heartbreaking when I meet with folks and I say, if you'd come to me 3 months ago, you'd still have your retirement and you'd be in the same place otherwise that you are. So
in other words, stop, don't make any rash decisions.
don't do it. Don't take
Seek
your retirement
counsel
funds.
first.
Absolutely.
It's hard. I think when people are under stress, they might not be able to think as clearly. So how do people get started to say, okay, I need to do something? What do you recommend they
Well,
do?
they can contact our offices and schedule a free consultation. I love meeting with people for the first time and just talking with them about how we can get them to where they need to be. It may involve using our services, it may not, but I always meet with people for free for the first time, and they can call us at the number on the screen. They can get a hold of us at our website and just ask. Just say, I'd like to sit down and talk to somebody and look at what my financial options are.
Okay, and you're located in Sacramento, Folsom, Roseville, Elk Grove, Rockland, and Chico. Which office do you work in? So
I work in Folsom. That's
Folsom, okay,
right.
because you're a TV star now, and people want to meet you.
A TV
I'll come to
personality.
them.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Well, thanks. It's great to be here again.
Appreciate the help and great ideas. Thank you.
All right. Oh, and I was going to let you take Angelina home with you.
Oh,
Here you
lovely.
go.
Thank you very
You know,
much.
It's a little light reading.
Andrew comes on, he gets all your reading material.
I know.
I think I'll give this one to my wife. She might appreciate the Vanity Fair.
Sure.
Thanks,
Okay.
Andrew.
All right. Well, we absolutely love animals here on